Well, we finally got a little bit of spring out there. Hopefully you folks are getting a chance to get all your ball games in and getting a little sun along with it. Appreciate all your work. Staff just returned from the State Athletic Directors Conference, had a great time over there, and again our congratulations to Mike and to Carrie for running a great State Athletic Directors Conference. Got a chance to see a lot of great people and interact and talk about a few issues that are affecting the association. Spent a lot of time talking about classification. As you know, the association has a 10-member committee that is exploring our current classification plan and may come up with some suggestions. They'll meet again on May the 10th. They've done quite a bit of surveying, and hopefully you have received that survey, and if you haven't, get a hold of John Miller and we'll make sure and get you the survey so that you can complete that and get that back in so that it can be included in panels discussions when they meet again on May the 10th. You may have also followed some of the feedback that came out of the amendments, not only those that passed, but those that didn't pass. Staff is busy working right now on making sure that we have all that information put together for next year's handbook, and then also in preparing the spring/summer work session that athletic directors are going to be required to complete for next year. One of the amendments that did not pass was one that dealt with the use of football helmets and shoulder pads outside of the WIAA season for football. And as a result, the State Football Coaches Association took the initiative to draft some guidelines for participation during the summer with a focus on safety. And a lot of that's being driven obviously by the concerns about injuries, concerns about being in shape, and of course concussion management. I want to salute the Football Coaches Association for taking that initiative. If you haven't seen their proposal, please get hold of us. Again, John Miller is that point person, and he'll get you that information so you can take a look at that. We'll be asking the coaches to let us know how that went during this summer, and then see what more can be done to assist so that again student safety remains at the forefront even during the summer months, for which the association has very few rules. The association has also spent some time talking about what we can do to work together to resolve another issue that had a couple amendments regarding the ejection issue and the concerns about whether an ejection is correct, whether it's a judgment call or a misapplication of a rule. And of course the association's current rules stipulate that an ejection cannot be appealed if it's a judgment call. Those two amendments, although not very similar, had some of the same intent. And as a result of the fact that neither one of them passed, we were putting together a small committee to talk about what might the best next step be in the issue of discussing ejections from competition. No one wants to see a student sit a competition or a coach sit a competition if it's not justified. But obviously, you know, officiating, there's a lot of judgment going on, and we can't have a camera on everything. So that'll be part of that discussion, and like I said, that committee is being appointed. If you have some interest, please get hold of me, and we'll make sure that you have some participation in that. We're also working on some resolution on Senate Bill 6383, which is basically going to urge the association to put together a penalty code for violations of association's rules and regulations. The fortunate part about that is the fact that the WIAA Executive Board has been talking about that very issue for a couple of years and had already started developing an amendment, and the one that passed dealing with the ability to penalize coaches is a part of that, but also what can be done in other situations. The association's rules and regulations have always allowed the league and the districts to penalize by issuing a fine, yet to the best of my knowledge they've never done that. That might become part of that discussion, and again we'll be putting together a small committee including at least one state legislator in developing that penalty code. If you have some interest in being involved with that, please contact me, and we're going to get rolling here fairly shortly, so call me as soon as you possibly can. A couple other things that we do want to talk about is the weekend starting the 27th of April, a committee of just a little bit over 40 individuals from around the state, from all levels, officials, coaches, athletic directors, principals, and superintendents, are getting together here in Renton to embark upon the association's next strategic plan. And we're looking forward to including more than just those 40 people as we go through that process. So if you've got interested in helping out with that strategic plan in some way, shape, or form, let me know, and I'll figure out a way that we can insert you in the process at some point from here on out. Last thing that I really want to spend a little bit of time talking about is that, you know, for a number of years now, the association has had a very vibrant event called the Hall of Fame. We've inducted several officials, coaches, athletic administrators, athletes, and we're going to be having that next induction very soon. The reason I'm bringing that to ahead is the fact that we need you to nominate people. We've got just a number of athletes who haven't been nominated yet who deserve being involved as members of the Hall of Fame. So please do what you can to work with your community, work with your school folks to get more people nominated to be in the WIAA Hall of Fame. I want to congratulate Harlan Credit from Linden Christian High School, who will be the next board president starting in the fall of 2012, and to Mr. Ken Lindgren from Oakesdale, who will be next year's vice president, as well as all the WIAA Executive Board who proudly serve the membership in their volunteer roles on the WIAA Executive Board. I want to thank Mr. Lawrence Sandhop for his years of service on the board, and Mike Otis for their involvement, and Mike will now be the new District 6 representative coming onto the board starting this coming fall. And lastly, I want to thank you. Thanks for all you do. Please contact us if you need anything. We're here for you, and we know you're there for us. Thanks for all that we do together for our student participants. Take care.